When he throws the jab, of course, it was his hip that broke or turned to actually rotate the jab. Now that we've learned the basic boxing stance and the number system that helps you commit all of the punches to memory, we're now going to focus our attention on the first two punches that are most basic. Your average boxing coach would probably teach you these first two punches, and so we're going to start with those, which is the 1 and 2, or the jab and the cross. So my guy's going to get in his actual boxing stance, and when we throw the jab, it's just like when we throw every single punch. Everything is starting from the ground. Leverage is on the ground. Stability is on the ground. So we got to make sure that our stance is right, of course, and that when we throw the jab, it flows from our feet, or are pushing off the ground slightly, if you will, up through our leg and in our hip, and what's ultimately throwing the jab is that hip. We often call it the waist break or the hip break. Imagine seeing your waist break, or hearing the sound of the crack, if you will. Verbal cues and visual cues are very helpful, by the way, when you're learning mechanics. Imagine that when you throw the jab. So my guy is going to throw the jab, and what I want you to pay attention to is the turn of the hips, or the break in the waist when he throws the actual jab. A couple of things that I'll point out on this jab that are very, very important. When he throws the jab, of course, it was his hip that broke or turned to actually rotate the jab. The other thing that you'll notice is that his shoulder is up, covering his face. In other words, his head and his chin is tucked down, covered in his actual arm, underneath his shoulder, so he's not exposed. That's very important. Number 2, that the jab goes straight across. His eye, if you will, is looking down the barrel of the gun. So if you imagine hunting with a hunting rifle, if you will, you imagine if you're looking at your target, you're looking directly down the barrel. That's what he's doing with the jab. That's how you should imagine the jab actually being thrown.